Okay, we're on both YouTube and Kick. Let's wait minutes. Let's see here. What I need set up. Alright, so welcome back to Minecraft Manhunt programming. It's been a little bit of time, so I'm gonna need to actually go into the game and figure out where we left off. Okay, so we have /MH. Why is the music so loud? Okay. /MH. We create a new manhunt game. We select speedrunner. Okay, and this is where we left off, and we have this band also set up. Awesome. So it's kind of just making all of these work and do what I want them to. Alright. Cool. I'm just kind of wondering what one I want to work on first, I suppose. World settings, honestly, is decently easy because you have all the options that the world displays, right? End goal also will be decently easy. Decently. The harder ones will be roster and figuring out handicaps for the speedrunners and the hunters. So I guess let's just start with easy and work our way down. So, disconnect. And let's go ahead and see where we left off here exactly. So, we're gonna want to make sure we do it in a way that's easy to understand. I'm going to be navigating through my old version also to see kind of where I can continue off where I left off. So we have the roster. Let's go ahead and jump into the world one first. So, Manhunt, world settings, GUI. Extends a GUI inventory. And now let's implement our methods. Constructor. Boom. The rows are going to be 5 like before. Manhunt, world settings. And the items are going to be blank for now. Good. So the world settings, right, so essentially we're gonna have a world creator, right? And that's the name of the world. And so in creator, we have a bunch of options. We do have a lot of options inside of here that we can enable, such as the generator settings, the world type, the environment. In fact, okay, we might not want to do that one, but world type, you got flat, normal, amplified, large biomes, like those options. I think the only one we don't want is flat, unless if people want to be dumb. We got generate structures. And then when we create the world, right? So those are two big ones. When we create the world, we then have like game rules, such as, do we want the weather to cycle and for it to rain or storm? What kind of difficulty do we want? What kind of, do we want the time to go forward? All those are fine. Those are all... Okay, so... Okay, so the things that we need to determine is the world type. No, not the world type. What was it again? Let's keep track of them so that we don't go crazy. Yeah, it is the world type. So the world type, which is normal, normal, amplified, or large biomes. Then, is there anything else under here that we'll need? Generate structures. We'll spell it that way, yeah, sure. Generate structures. Honestly, let's just add flat in here too, just so that people can have the option. Like, if they want to have some fun in a flat world, and then they can change the end goal, that's cool. Yeah, you can do that. No problem there. So let's make sure that's possible. So we got generate structure. Generate structures to toggleable. I'm not going to allow them to set the generator settings because I don't know. Man, do I want to do that? Oh. I do want them to be able to set the seed. Oh, that's going to create a complicated topic. So, right now, we have an inventory where we can click buttons, but what do we do for things that require typing, right? So we're going to need to figure that one out. Usually we use anvil menus for that, but that does not mean that I am, I didn't do that before. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least. Alright, so that's everything under the creator. Now, let's do set. So we're going to want the difficulty. We want peaceful as an option. However, they'll probably want to change their game settings because they won't be able to get blaze rods and stuff like that. We got easy, normal, and hard. Then we're also going to want them. Yeah, so we're gonna need game rules. So we got game rule. Oh, that's an interesting one. Game rules. And this will be a subcategory in and of itself. So let's go ahead and make it a multi-line comment. And so under game rules, we're going to want to know weather cycle. We're going to want to know announce advancements. We're going to want daylight cycle. We're going to want we'll do mob spawning. There is another one on here that would be good. Keep inventory. We'll do fall damage, fire damage. I don't know what forgive dead players means. I don't know what that one does at all. We can do mob briefing. I spelled that wrong. Briefing. What is wrong with you? Whatever. What else is there? We got mob griefing. We've got, how about random tick speed? Yeah, I want all of this to be... I want as much as possible that makes sense to... basically show up. I think that's good. I'm not seeing anything else I would want. What's the locator bar? I think... Ooh. Let's add the locator bar. Let's go ahead into Minecraft and figure out what the actual where is it? What the actual values for that are. So /game rule, and so we've got weather cycle. Do weather cycle. That's just a Boolean. Perfect. I'll type it down as we go. Then we have announce advancements. That's also a Boolean. We got daylight cycle. I believe that's also a Boolean. Yep. Cool. Mob spawning. That should also be a Boolean. Yes, it is. Keep inventory, I believe, is a Boolean as well. Man, so many Booleans. That's nice. Fall damage, I'm going to assume is a Boolean. Same with fire damage. Let's make sure, just in case. Perfect. Mob griefing, that'll definitely be a Boolean. Oops. Game rule. Mob griefing. Okay, then we got random tick speed. Okay, this one's going to be a long, I believe. Then the locator bar is going to be a Boolean as well. So the only one that's a long is mob griefing. As for seed, I think I'm going to change seed to be a string rather than just a number, because I know there's you can enter strings for seeds. However, it might only take in longs. If it does, that's fine. Okay, it does only take in longs, so let's make it a long. Cool. Okay, I think that's all of the customization that we would want from the Manhunt world settings. Locator bar. All right, so let's do defaults. We want it to by default be false. We want this by default to be random.next. I think it would be like next long or something, or next int 64. I can't remember, but random. Then we've got mob griefing, which the default would be true. Fire damage, true, true. Keep inventory false. Mob spawning, true. Daylight cycle, true. Announce advancements, true. And weather cycle, true. For tour. No, stop typing tour. Good. This one is easy enough. Okay, I think we finally have what we need here. So now that we have that, I'm going to yank this over here so that we can go inside of our collection, I believe it was. Pre-game collection? No, it's just the Manhunt pre-game. Manhunt configuration. There we go. So I'm going to add a public static class inside of here. And I'm just going to call it world configuration. And so in here, we're going to have a private world configuration. I don't want it public. And we'll go ahead and put in, let's make sure some Minecraft music's going, because it's nice to be able to hear things. Back up. So now, it's so quiet. What? Here, I'll just turn it up a little bit. So now we got private world type. Type. Private Boolean generate structures. Private long seed. Private difficulty. Private Boolean weather cycle. Private Boolean announce advancements. Come on. There you go. Private Boolean do daylight cycle. Private Boolean do mob spawning. Private Boolean keep inventory. Private Boolean all damage. Private Boolean fire damage. See, this is the con of being super flexible, is that you have to keep track of all the information, and it does take some time. Mob griefing. Private long random tick speed. And private Boolean locator bar. Cool. So now we've got that. Now in here we can set our defaults. So the type by default is going to be world type. Stop it. World type dot normal by default. Generate structures, yes. The seed is going to be equal to, and let's set this to random. And then it's equal to random inside of here. Random dot next long. Then we have difficulty is equal to difficulty. We're gonna make should I make it normal or hard by default? I think normal can be default, and people can change it. For sure can change it. So do weather cycle is going to be true, even though I don't like Minecraft Rain. Allow announcing advancements. Daylight cycle is going to be true. The mob spawning is going to be true. Keep inventory is going to be false. Fall damage is going to be true. Fire damage is going to be true. Mob griefing is going to be true. We got random tick speed is equal to... I don't know what the original is. Just look it up real quick. What is Minecraft ticks random speed? The default value for this speed is 3 in Java Edition and 1 in Bedrock Edition. Perfect. 3L. Then we've got the locator bar, which is going to be, did we say true or false for that? We said false because we want to use something else, something custom. Good. So now we're gonna want to type this in here. World type, no, public world configuration, set type, world type, type. And inside of here, we say this dot type equals type, return this. That way we can do compound actions. So public, up here, before we do all that, let's make sure we're tracking this stuff. So we're not going to worry about world border just yet. That was just a test, so to say. But we are going to have private world configuration, world settings. And it's going to be final. We're going to make the configuration final too. So now the world settings is equal to new world configuration, and we can get it in this way, get world settings. Cool. So now down here, let's also do what it's wanting me to do. Public, and it's wanting me to do my getters. It also wants me to do setters, but it wants me to do void for every single one. I wonder if there's a way to automate this. Quick definition, no. I can't control select. That's too bad. Let's just do it. Public. I'm not even gonna worry about sorting these in order because it is a lot of work, and it doing this much for me is very nice. Public fire damage, public generate structures. This is just going to be generates structures. Then we've got public. We'll just keep it as is generate structures. Sounds funny, but it's fine. Is keep inventory, is locator bar. We'll change this to has locator bar, at the very least. As generate structures, that's fine. As keep inventory. Then public difficulty, public get random tick speed, public get seed, public... I think we already got the world type. Public. Is it down here? Yeah, it is. Get world type. Just get world type. Alright, we got our getters. And I don't know. I suppose this is Fine. Let's just do their default setters. Set announce advancements. Set difficulty. Set do daylight cycle. Set do mob griefing. Set do mob spawning. Set do weather cycle. Set fall damage. Set fire damage. Generate structures. Keep inventory. Locator bar. Random tick speed. Set seed. Set world type. And did I get everything? I did get everything. Nice. Cool. Okay, our world configuration is set. It was only 150 lines of code. Perfect. So, now that we have that set up, we can jump right into setting up the items. So, where is it? Oh, it's way over here. I forgot. I put it over here. I don't need this anymore because we have plenty of documentation that would say that what we need. I'll keep the documentation over there. Cool. So we need an item for world type, an item for generate structures, an item for seed, an item for difficulty, and an item for game rules. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 game rules. Okay, let's get to it. So we need 5 items on this inventory specifically. First one, and let's go ahead and make the items for it. So we've got Manhunt. Now we've got settings. World. Just world. Then new Java class. And we're going to call this one world type item. Second one, we're going to call generate structures item. Then we've got seed item. We've got difficulty item. And finally, we have game rule item. Okay, we've got what we need there. Let's close some things out really quick. World type item. It's going to extend our GUI item that we have. Implement methods. Boom. Create constructor. Then we're going to want click permissions to be manhunt dot, or no, permissions dot manhunt dot has permission player. Okay, click will leave blank. Inventory location will be a new point. So since there's 5 items, we know the Y is going to be 2. The X, on the other hand, is going to be, so if center is 4, we need left 2, so it's going to be 2, 2. The lore, the name, we'll do chat color dot green. World type. We got chat color dot gold. Set what type of world. Whoops, sorry. We need a list dot of. Then we've got chat color dot gold. Choose the type of world to play Manhunt in. Easy enough. The material. This is the not so fun part. Material dot. We could do something like leather boots to reference walking. We could also do something like grass block to reference the base Minecraft game. I think we'll do grass block for the world type. I think that's a fair judgment. When click, we'll play click. And we'll say if not has click permissions player, then send notification messages dot insufficient permissions, then do player dot close inventory return. And we won't worry about what to do in this just yet, just like before. So I'm going to copy all this, and I'm going to put it into what's next. Generate structures. Extends GUI item. So now I'm just going to paste. Actually, let's just go through all of them and do this. Oops. Paste. That way they just all have it, and I just need to go back it and add the mandatory items. We've got difficulty, extends, GUI item. That is not what I wanted. Did not want you to search. Okay, let's go into the generate structures item. So the error here is just this, it's the constructor is bad. So generate structure. We could do something such as like a villager spawn egg, because that would reference the village structure. We could also do something such as stone brick to reference that if you have this off, you're not going to have end portal frames, right? Or you could have something along the lines. I think stone brick would be smart, because when you think of structure, you think of sophistication, and stone bricks do a good job of representing that. So let's keep it like that. We'll make it yellow. Generate structures. And by default, we're gonna want... So let me see if I got this straight. Inventory. Inventory.getOwner. So that's how we can get a player. Then we've got Manhunt, pre-game collection, get instance, get game, or get game player game leading. So we can say inventory.getOwner, and then we can say .get configuration .get world settings goodness gracious .get where is it? The generate structures, or is generate structures, has generate structures, there we go. Like okay, what we're going to do, so it's not that horrible, is private final manhunt breed game, and in here we're going to say game is equal to, or in fact we can just say configuration, manhunt configuration, I believe it is, and we'll just cut this portion, come on, this portion off, and say that game is equal to this. And then all we need to do is say plus chat color.white. And then in here we have a condition, and then a closing parenthesis. So in here our condition would be game.getWorldSettings.hasGenerateStructures. enabled, otherwise disabled. Just like that. So now we've got generate structures, and then we get the current information of the game, and it'll say enabled, otherwise it'll say disabled. Perfect. So now allow structures to naturally generate within the Manhunt worlds. And then what we will need to add down here is chat color.red. Warning. This will not generate and strongholds, nether fortresses, etc. Make sure to change end goals appropriately. There. Good. So now the generate structures is going to be located at 3.2. Okay, we finally got that one set. Kind of funny. I'm not going to lie, that's kind of funny. In fact, why don't we add this to all the other ones as well while we're at it, so that we don't need to retype it every single time, especially when we want to update the config in the click, right? So let's go ahead and do that really quick. Update all these. And this one's all done, so just world type item. Good. So now, inside of here, we've got seed item. And so the next one is seed, so we need to make sure we're handling a seed. Where is it? So seed. I mean, honestly, we could do something like melon seeds to kind of get a different color, so to say. There's no orange. Let's make it light purple. World seed. So set the seed to of the world generation to play Manhunted. That works. And there's no warnings associated with it. This is going to be right in the middle, number 4. Yeah, that one was easy. Next up is the difficulty item. So difficulty item. Got our game in there. So the difficulty, in fact, what we're going to want to do is make all of these say something similar to this, so that you don't need to click on something to figure it out. So underneath world item type, we're going to actually say inside of here, difficulty, let's import it. Difficulty is equal to game.getWorldSettings.getDifficulty. Then we're going to oh no, how does it go? I believe it's, well, we're going to do this regardless, plus chat color.white plus, and then we're going to do difficulty switch. I think that's how it goes. No. Okay, that's fine. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. So string output equals blank, or just equals nothing. And we'll say switch difficulty, and we can say case is peaceful, then output is equal to peaceful, and case is hard, output equals hard. case is normal. Output equals normal. And case is easy, and output is also equal to easy. Just like that. And we can say plus opening parenthesis plus output plus closing parenthesis. It's going to throw a fit because of that, so we'll just say output equals normal if it's default. That works. Good. So now we're displaying the default world type. So let's continue down the chain like this. Let's go ahead and hold up. Okay, let's fix that. Put it under the wrong one. This will be difficulty, and difficulty can be our beautiful color. Nice. Okay, now let's do this now. So world type, and then we do get world type. Output, okay, good. So now the default output is normal, just like before. We got case being flat, output equals super flat. Come on. Then we got case of amplified, output equals amplified. And the case equals large biomes, output equals large biomes. And this remains the same. Perfect. Seed item is going to have something similar as well. Where is it? There it is. It's going to be a lot simpler. Chat color dot white plus opening parenthesis plus game dot get world settings get seed plus closing. Excuse me, closing parenthesis. And we've got the game rule item. This one's not going to have any such thing. Just going to remove that from there. Game rule item. So, rules. How about a book? Or a lectern? A lectern would be good for rules. Then here, what colors haven't we used? Let's do aqua. Rules. Choose the game rules of the world to play Manhunt in. And we won't worry about any of the other stuff. So 4, 5, 6, 2. Seed item will be 4-2. Difficulty item will be 5-2. Difficulty we can have be... Oh, what type of material would be good for that? No. I mean, honestly, an iron sword is fine. To reference difficulty, right? Okay, we have all our items set. They don't do anything just yet, but that's fine. We weren't planning on that just yet either. So let's go into the world settings. Now, something we're gonna want to do is make sure, of course, that we're doing it right, but we're gonna want to let's go ahead and make sure the player is the leader of the current game. So I'm gonna actually copy this over from the Manhunt Create GUI that we have already. I have it on the other screen over here. Then we have return list.of, and these will be our elements. So first, what we're going to need to do is go into our inventory types, manhunt world settings inventory. And then the item types will be world type item. That'll be a little confusing, but it's fine. World is the prepend. Then we've got generate structure item. Then we have world seed item. And world difficulty item. Then world game rule item. We got our enumeration set. Now let's go into here. Case, world settings inventory, new, manhunt, world settings GUI, owner. Then down here, we can say case, world type, new, world type item, inventory. Then we have generate structures. Case, world, seed item. Seed item. Yeah, that's what I called it. And case, world, difficulty. New, world, difficulty item. In case, world game rule item. Inventory. Perfect. We've got the GUI factory set up, and we have our enumeration set up. Now all that is left is to implement them. So we can say GUI factory dot make item GUI item type dot and this would be world type item, and the inventory is this. And GUI factory make item GUI item type world. The next one was generate structures. Then we have seed. Then we have difficulty. And finally, we have... what is that called? Oh no, I forgot. It's over there. Game rule. And there's one more that we are going to need. They're supposed to be commas. Oopsie daisy. There is one more we're going to need though, which is a new return item. Because we're going to be in a different menu and we need to be able to return. So the return item is going to have this as the inventory. The return inventory type is going to be the normal manhunt inventory. Is that what it is? Or is it just manhunt main inventory? I think it's manhunt main inventory. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. All right. That was a lot of code. Cool. Let's go ahead and bump this up to 0.6. Yeah. Install. And now let's go ahead and... Oh, there is something I forgot. There's something I forgot. We need to be able to call our... we need to call our GUI. And we didn't do that yet. So let's go into Manhunt main GUI right here. And we need our main world item. So underneath, not GUI, items, or under GUI items, and the main, we need to go to the world item. And so now down here, we're going to say, let's go into here and kind of copy what we do here. Boom. Boom. So we need to make the GUI, which is going to be the Manhunt World Settings Inventory. Then we open that inventory. There we go. Now it should work. Okay, let's put this into the server. Delete the old one. Going from 108 kilobytes to 122 kilobytes. Nice. Let's switch to testing. And see if it works. So /mh. We've got create new manhunt, speedrunner. And so we have our current roster, world settings, we have all our stuff here. And if we click world settings, okay, it takes us to the world settings, which is good, but it did not create our items. Why not? Ah, I see what we did wrong. So inside of our code here, what I copied was the wrong thing. Basically it's saying if I am leading a game or I am in a game, then return null. I want to be leading the game. And so I'm just going to check if the player's already in a game. In fact, I don't really need this. Pre-games dot is player leading game owner. Let's do not. Let's just add not in front of it. Then let's go ahead and give this new version a test. Make sure it did it right. Restart the server. Go to testing. Should be good now. No? Okay, there we go. So /mh. Click, click, click. Alright, time to see if there's an error in the console first. There is no error in the console. Okay. That's good. Let's just go ahead and remove this line. We'll be fine without it. It's not a huge deal. Oh, I forgot to switch the screen. That's okay. I'll be right back on Minecraft screen anyway. Refresh. Oh, come on. There we go. Manhunt. Create world. There we go. So we got world type, normal. Generate structures, enabled. World seed, and it's got a random generated world seed. Difficult. Yes. Difficult. My favorite word. Now we'll change that to difficulty. and rules. None of these do anything. They produce a nice clicky sound, but that's about it. However, they do display the defaults, which is nice. And return should take us right back to here, to where we can go back and forth if we want. Oh, awesome. Okay. That was a lot. Let's go ahead. I go back to our difficulty item and change this to difficulty. And I will commit this. So, added the base, what's this called? World settings, GUI. Yeah, pretty much that. It feels like we did a ton, but that's all we really did. We'll push this. Yes. Okay. Alright, so we have some options to go from here. So we have our world settings set up. So we can choose any one of these 5 to go forward with. The rules will have a lot more options. It's going to be a little bit more time, so we'll do that one last. However, we've got world type, generate structures, world seed, and difficult. My favorite. The second hardest one to implement will be world seed, because we need, obviously, I'm not going to have an inventory of buttons that goes from negative 18 quintillion to positive 18 quintillion. That makes no sense at all. So what we're going to need to do is make sure we can create an inventory which will allow us to type. And the only one I can think of that would do that is the Anvil inventory. So we're going to actually need to create a new inventory. I'm going to need to figure out how to do that first and foremost. I don't think I've done that before. And yeah, I think it would just revolve around creating the inventory, obviously, and then you place something like a paper on the left-hand side that has something like the title of enter blank here, such as like enter seed here. And so you would enter the seed, and then when you click it on the right hand side, it would then calculate it and set the world seed. I might want to research that first. The easiest one will be generate structures. All you gotta do is click on it and it'll be enabled or disabled. It's a very, very easy thing. The second easiest will be the world type and the difficulty, because it'll open up another menu, another sub-menu that will allow you to choose between 4 options, basically, which are like normal, super flat, amplified, large biomes, and easy, normal, hard, peaceful, right? So this, that's not even the right description, dude. All these are the correct description except for difficulty. It mirrors world type. We'll fix that later. But I'm just kind of thinking to myself how I want to handle this, because we got quite a task in front of us. I think it would be good to do these 3 first. So let's go ahead and do that, and then maybe we can consider seed after that. Woohoo! I'm digging a hole. And now I'm dead. Just kidding. Now no one can die ever again. Actually, I think they can. Yeah. Now no one can die ever again. Actually, yeah, they can. Now no one can die ever again. Okay, I'm done. First, let's change the text of our difficulty item. So, choose the difficulty in the world. Choose the world difficulty to play Manhunt. Can I spell difficulty and not difficult? Okay. So, got that. That was easy enough. But, oh, big yawn. Now we're going to want let's do generate structures first. So all we're going to really do here is say game dot get world settings, set generate structures to not game.getWorldSettings.has generate structures. Basically, that'll toggle it. Then we're going to want to do inventory.refresh and has permission is hex. Click permissions player. Essentially, that's all it is. When we refresh, though, I don't know. Let's test it, check, make sure it works. And I suspect that it won't. If it will, then awesome, perfect. If not, then I know what's wrong. But let's get that on there. Restart the server. And let's give it a test. Oh, today was a long day. Long day of work. Okay. MH. Create. Speedrunner. World settings. So click this. It does work. Notice how enabled and disabled are changing. So when I click it, it changes to disabled. When I click it, it changes to enabled. Cool. Instead of that, just the click noise, I want people to know that they actually changed something without looking like they just had to, without looking like nothing changed at all. So I'm going to move click inside of here. I'm also going to remove player.closeInventory. And then down here, we're going to say send settings update messages dot we will add down here public static line string world settings updated is equal to chat public dot bold the world settings have been updated. Cool. That's all I care about. Messages dot world settings updated. Like I said, this is the easiest one. Now, what I thought might be wrong would be that we would need to update the update the player's inventory and do something like player.openInventory. But it looks like we don't need to do that because it keeps track of the inventory. So we're good there. Now, let's jump in. and see if my solution works. So basically, when I click it, I want it to play ding ding. Okay, I do want the click to play, but you cannot spam your ears. Perfection. But yeah, so now we have that set up, which is good. Let's move. Oh, I forgot to switch the thing. But let's move play click up here. I want to play for every single action we do. I forgot about that. Okay, so generate structures works. Yippee. Now next up, we're going to want to do world type. So let's jump into the world type item. Actually, we're going to want to create a new inventory. So new Java class, manhunt, world settings, type, GUI. Extends GUI inventory. Implements, boom. Create constructor, boom. Okay. So now we want 5 rows. Our title is manhunt world type settings. And then we can say list.of, and it's blank for now. So now we're going to want more items. So let's make a new package. And this is going to be called world.type. A new class. We'll call it type world type normal item. World type flat item. World type amplified item. And world type large biomes item. Just like that. And so like before, gonna extend GUI item. Now this is going to be a little bit awkward because it's 4 items. So if I switch back to testing, notice how there's 5 items here and it's nice and even. Yeah, we don't get that nice little benefit with 4 items. It's going to either be cut off here or cut off here. And so what I'm thinking about for 4 items is to have 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. 4 corners. So that it still looks even. I think that'll give us more pros than cons in terms of aesthetic. So let's do that. And let's jump into the difficulty item, I believe it is. And we're going to copy this so that we can modify it. Not the world type item. Not that either. Come on. There. Alright, so we get the configuration there, get the world settings and all that fun stuff. Alright, so the world type, material dot... what should we do for normal world? A normal world is the average world. It can be... cobblestone. Easy enough. Represents some fun stuff. So color dot green. Let's make it yellow. Normal. Yeah, just normal. Easy enough. list of chat color gold presents the world as a normal world type. That's easy enough. And we got new point is going to be located in our top left corner. So here's 4, so we want 3, and then here's 1, so 3, 1. And the click permissions, well, not click permissions, but we're going to copy it straight from here. Boom. World settings updated, exactly what I want. Then we'll also do game.getWorldSettings.set wait, what's it called again? World type to the world type.normal. Since we are in a custom class, we don't need to worry about like string parsing or anything like that. We can instead just do world type.normal. Perfect. Then after that, we're going to want to return, basically. So let's copy the return and not get return type, but this is going to be GUI inventory type dot world settings. So once we click it, it'll say world settings update, go ba-ding ding, and it's set to normal, and then we go back to the world settings inventory. Easy enough, right? And this is going to be very similar between all our world type classes. So let's jump right into that. And I'll copy all the way up to here. Boom. 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 Okay. Let's jump into flat item. So super flat. Iconic grass block. Otherwise, we could do something like dirt. But grass block is pretty... I mean, look. Super flat. Grass block. I think we'll be fine with a grass block. So, super flat. We'll make this green. Presents the world as a super flat world type. Now we're going to add another warning here. No strongholds will appear in the overworld with this world type. Add warning here. Chat color.red. Be sure to update the end goal. Perfect. Then this one is going to be 5-1 on the other corner, basically. Then we set the world type to flat. That's the only thing that changes there. I mean, honestly, we could create an abstract class for this, but I'm not going to worry about that. So we've got all that information. Let's also update that. Boom. Our world type flat item is done. Let's do world type amplified. I love amplified worlds, to be honest. Oh, something we missed. Permissions.manhunt.hasPermission_player. There. Now, otherwise nobody's going to have permissions for this. Cool. Let's update that too while we're at it. Alright, so in here, we're going to want amplified. And so we're going to have this be dark red. Not just red. Presents world as an amplified world type. Check color.red. Warning. this may require beefy server. And this may require beefy. What's proper grammar for this? To run properly. This may require beefy server. We'll just say servers and PCs to run properly. That's fine. Then this will be Y3. And we change it to amplified. Perfect. Now, oh, we didn't choose the material. So, amplified just means that we got some severe stuff going on. So how about snow? Snow block. Reason being is because I can't think of anything more amplified than giant snow peaks. That'll work. For large biomes, we'll go with sand to reference the desert. Giant deserts. Large biomes. Let's make this aqua. Presents the world as a large biomes world type. And this is going to be 5, 3, and we change this to large biomes. Okay, that's all our items set up. Now, inside of our Manhunt world settings type QE, we're going to want something similar to the world settings. So I'm just going to copy those right on over. And so where we're returning to is the world settings inventory. We're going to need to update our factory and our inventory types. So we've got Manhunt, world settings, just world type inventory. And our items include world type normal item, world type flat item, world type amplified item, world type large biomes item. Cool. Now let's enter the factory. Case Manhunt world item world type inventory was a new Manhunt world settings type GUI, and under our items case world type normal, world type normal, world type flat, world type flat, world type amplified, world type amplified, world type large biomes, world type large biomes. Cool. So we got our inventory set up. Now we got world settings type in here. Let's remove one of these, and all we need is world type normal, world type flat, world type amplified, and world type large biomes. We have our return set up. I think all that's left is implementing it inside of our world type item. So let's go inside of our world item. Wait, no, not world item. World type item. There we go. And remove, close inventory. We're going to want to open a new inventory. So let's find an item that does that already, like world item. and copy our GUI information there. No, where to go? Close it. World type item? Yeah, I closed it. Cool. So we just need to paste that in there. Manhunt. World type inventory. Okay, let's give this a shot. Install. And let's put it onto our file server. Our file manager. 133 kilobytes. Switch to testing. Alright, let's see if this works. Yeah, this plugin's a ton of work. I love it though. I love programming. It's a lot of fun. Manhunt, create, speedrunner, world settings. So now our target is world type. Awesome. So now we have normal, presents the world as a normal world type. Super flat, presents the world as a super flat world type. Warning, no strongholds appear in the overworld with this world type. Be sure to update the end goal. Amplified, presents the world as an amplified world type. This may require beefy servers and PCs to run properly. Large biomes, presents the world as a large biomes world type. And if I click return, it takes us back to here. So now we've got a great navigation system going. This works, gives us disabled. And now if I select something like super flat, it should take us back and it should say super flat right there. Amplified, large biomes, and normal. Woo! Okay, it worked first try. Good. Where to go from here? Right, we want difficulty. After we do difficulty, I think I'll call it quits for the day. If you're liking so far and you're new here, feel free to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Kick, like the video. But let's get back into programming. So we're gonna want something very similar to what we just did, and that is inventories. We're gonna create a new inventory. So manhunt, world settings. Let's not say difficult this time. Difficulty. GUI. Extends GUI inventory. Pass in our information. Pass in more information. The rows is 5. And it is manhunt world difficulty. What did I say in here? Okay, just add settings to end. Oof, fun buggy. Items is going to be a list of elements, very similar to here. So let's copy and paste. So we already have our return GUI set up. Now let's do our 4 items that we need to use. So, thinking of what? I'm already thinking of what materials to make. So, we got difficulty. New Java class, world. Difficulty peaceful item. World difficulty easy item. World difficulty normal item. World difficulty hard item. Okay. Let's actually go into, let's close these and these. We're not going to worry about them for now. Instead, I'm going to grab, not difficulty, we'll just grab world type normal. And I'm going to just simply copy the entire thing because it's very similar what we're trying to do here. So paste it. I paste it here. No, let's do one and then continue. So here we're gonna have green, say peaceful, and let's do a wood sword. Presents a peaceful world for world to play Manhunt in. Chat color dot red. Warning. No blazes nor ender dragon will be able to spawn update the end goal settings. Yeah, basically that. So this is going to be 3-1, perfect. So what we are updating is not the world type, but the difficulty. So this is going to be difficulty.peaceful. Okay. That's literally all I needed to do. Wow, okay. That's easy. Let's copy. Go to the easy item. Paste. Let's do the same for the rest. Now, let's do an iron sword here. And this is going to be chatcolor.aqua. Easy. Presents an easy world to play Manhunt in. Don't need any more warnings from here on. So this is going to be 5-1. Difficulty.easy. World difficulty normal is going to be 3-3. Presents a normal difficulty. We'll add difficulty there so that people don't get confused, even though they're already in the menu. Normal. Then we got yellow. Boom. And this will become a diamond sword. And we change this from peaceful to normal. Good. Next up is hard. And this will become a netherite axe. Say hard. Red. Presents a hard world to play Manhunt in. We'll say warning, it is difficult for speed runners to win in hard worlds. Consider handicaps or buffs for them in this mode. Let's say 5-3, and now instead of peaceful, it is hard. Cool. Made a lot of changes. So we've got all the difficulties set up. Now guess what's next? The factory. It's always back to the factory. Manhunt world difficulty inventory. And we have world difficulty peaceful item. I wonder how to do that. We'll just do that. Of course, it deletes the whole thing. Easy. Normal. Hard. Harrid. Just harrid suddenly. GUI factory. I've got case, world difficulty inventory, and hunt difficulty. There we go. Perfect. Case, peaceful, normal, world peaceful item, case, easy. That works. Normal, world, easy. Auto feels so nice. Normal, world, normal. And hard. New world, hard. Awesome. Now our factory's all set. So we're going to jump into... Where's the GUI? World settings, difficulty. So now we just need to say world, difficulty, peaceful, difficulty, easy, difficulty, normal, and difficulty, hard. Alright, cool. Cool. Difficulty item. So now we're jumping into the difficulty item in order to connect it. So I'm just going to copy what I have from world type item. Paste it right in here. And we just need to change this to manhunt world difficulty inventory. Okay. Let's install it. And find out if it works. Drag the manhunt into there. 143 kilobytes. Let's go. Guess it's become a game as to how big this file is going to be. Jump in, manhunt, create, speedrunner, world settings. Okay, so we're going for difficulty. Alright, so we've got peaceful, presents a peaceful world to play manhunt in. No blazes nor ender dragon will be able to spawn. Update the end goal settings. Easy, presents an easy world to play manhunt in. Normal, presents a normal difficulty world to play manhunt in. Hard presents a hard world to play manhunt in. Warning, it is difficult for speedrunners to win in hard worlds. Consider handicaps or buffs for them in this mode. Okay, and we got return, which takes us back here. Let's set the difficulty to peaceful. Peaceful. Easy. Easy. Hard. Hard. Normal. Normal. Alright. Well, we did the 3 easiest ones. Imagine just super flat, no structures, peaceful. A recipe for a boring game. Just basically like a 1v10. But yeah, I think we've made really good progress. Let's go ahead and commit. So, added world type, difficulty, and generate structures as options, I guess, for world settings. Commit and push. Anyway, push. Alright. Well, I think I'm gonna end it there. Thank you all for watching. For those who stuck around. Again, feel free to subscribe or follow, comment, like, all that fun stuff. And those of you who are in the stream right now, always feel free to send me messages and stuff like that, because I'll respond to them. I know I'm hardcore programming, but I will respond to them in time. Might take me some time too. But whoa! Yeah, thanks for watching. This was fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah. But take care.